I-95 scene and in Northeast Philly. The evidence of the overnight chaos is right there on the streets. You can see skid marks all over the roadways, and police are concerned that that type of reckless behavior is going to continue. Here's our Marcus Espinoza.
For about 40 straight minutes last night here at the corner of Torresdale and Cotman, this intersection was completely locked down as dozens of cars did burnouts in this intersection behind me, a scene straight out of a Fast and Furious movie. My daughter was up here. My family were back here. They stayed away from it. You know, I was with my camera in and out, dodging, make sure I don't get hit by a car, none of that. A chaotic night in Philadelphia as a small intersection became a driver's playground that featured dangerous and chaotic moves from multiple cars. People can be seen filming, hanging out of cars, doing donuts, and fireworks being set off. Eli Morales says he heard the commotion just after 11 last night. I came down to see that this group of individuals had an organized event going here. Illegally or not, I don't know nothing about that. This was not the only location where large crowds were causing a disturbance. FOP President John McNesby mentioning similar issues in Bustleton and also a fatal shooting on I-95 that took place last night. He claims current city and state laws prevent officers from approaching and making arrests when clearly illegal vehicle activity is taking place.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. This is Kay back at it with a new video. Today I want to talk about the repercussions of driving your car so erratic. Now don't get me wrong, it looks cool, right? You got a really nice car and you're out there with your buddies and some of them even hanging on the outside of the car and you got the car stopping and burning rubber while the car is in place. And you're kicking up all kind of smoke as you do it. And then you got the crowd cheering you on like they want to see more and more and more. Now, don't get me wrong, it looks cool. But what about the car? Now, the cars that I've seen out there in these so-called street takeovers or donuts or whatever you want to call it, these are like really nice vehicles like a Dodge Charger, Challenger, BMW, Ford Mustang, you know, Porsche 911. Then you got people in convertible, and these aren't used vehicles. These are new cars. You know, it's not like they in the old days. You know, they would have like an old beat up car you're abusing like this. But these are actually new vehicles that people are driving like that. Let me see if I can get more light. Just driving. Doing these donuts in, and it's like wow, you know. Me personally, I try to take care of my car. I baby my car. You know, I try to keep the mileage down on it. You know, I try to wipe off the engine, frequently check the oil, check the tires, do my maintenance on it. Why? Because I want to make this car last me as long as possible. Cars are very expensive these days. And to put that additional abuse on it is like amazing, because who wants to take their car, because these cars are clearly like new, take these to the dealership and then it's crazy what they're going to charge you. So what are some of the things that can cost you when you're doing those street races? Well, one is you're going to wear your tires out. And depending on the type of tires you have on your vehicle, you know, 4 sets of tires can run you anywhere from, what, $500 on up. And so if you're doing those burnouts, while the car is sitting still, you're actually just wearing out your tires. sooner than you should be wearing them out. And what's the next thing? Your transmission. Your transmission is a big ticket item. All that stopping and starting and doing all that abuse and stopping and then taking off and then doing all these other things to the transmission, you could be talking thousands of dollars. Okay, what about the suspension? You can mess up your suspension doing that. And again, that's another big ticket item. And then what about your brakes? Because you stopping real quick and then you bagging up, then you're going forward and then you spinning around and you working that brake, right? You working it. So now you're wearing out your brake pads, possibly messing up your rotors and calipers. And I'm not a mechanic, so forgive me if I say it wrong, but and then you got your alignment. You're knocking the car out of alignment, and then you can be messing up your steering system. So you're talking a lot of things that you can be breaking or wearing out sooner rather than later on a really nice car. And then don't forget your insurance. Now, don't think that the insurance company not watching these young folks out there driving that reckless. So they're probably not going to insure you or give you a really expensive insurance policy. Because don't forget, you got a group of people close up on you while you doing donuts and bagging up and people hanging out the window and stuff. You can easily cause a lot of harm. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking these people. I'm just, on the sidelines just looking at, what are some of the consequences of doing those donuts. The people are really close trying to take pictures and stuff. So, they can easily get hit by a car. And then now you'll probably wind up doing some time in jail depending on how severe the injury was, right? So a car itself, the average car is about what, 25,000 on up, and depending on what you get, you can be talking $50,000, $60,000. I know those Challengers and Chargers; those are not cheap because those are really popular vehicles for enthusiasts and young people. So it's like all the way around, you're talking a lot of money. So my question is, having said all of those things, is it really worth, wearing your car out just to get a few views on YouTube or people cheering you on? We're living in some tough times right now, and your vehicle is probably either your second or your third most uh, expensive thing that you're gonna purchase. You probably have, if you got a mortgage, well, that would probably be number one, right? And then you got, if you're going to school, then you're probably your student loan, and then your car. So the car can really go, if you ain't got a student loan, your car could be number two. So why would you mess up a valuable investment like that? Like I said, I try to make my car, I got a couple of beaters, and I'm trying to make these cars last as long as I can. If I go out of town, I'm gonna rent me a car because I don't want to have mileage on my vehicle. So when I get ready to resell it, I don't have a lot of high mileage. And then, like I said, I do my daily repairs on it, yearly repairs, rotate the tires and change the brake pads and all the things you need to do to keep the car at its ultimate. But to really get out there and put on a show in a really nice car is probably not the way to go. But again, that's my opinion. And again, let me know what you think about this. Do you think it's wise to do donuts and abuse your car just to get a couple of views. Let me know what you think. Would you do that to your car? Again, this is Kay back at it with a new video. Take care, guys.